Hey everybody, my name is Spoony Bard, and I'm here with another video to show off my graphic novel hauls from the dollar store. Um, Now, I paid for most of them $4, some were $3 each. Now, the cover price on these books in total is $581 in Canadian, or $467 American. Now, those are pre-tax prices. So there's about 24 books here, paying, let's say, $4 for each book, means I'm paying about $96 for these, which is a great value when you consider that the single issues contained within go for about $3 or $4 normally per issue. Anyways, let's get right into it. So for start off with, you can see I've got Justice League Volume 3, Throne of Atlantis, and Volume 4, The Grid. Now I know Volume 3 leads, you get a spin-off from that, the Aquaman and the Others, I believe. And Volume 4, The Grid, is the lead-in to the Forever Evil sort of crossover event. You can see I've got Justice League of America, Volume 1, World's Most Dangerous. I actually believe this was also a spin-off from Justice League Volume 3, Throne of Atlantis, where they realize the government needs kind of their own Justice League that they can sort of control in order to deal with these threats. Got here Justice League United, Volume 2, the Infinitis Saga. Now, this is written by Jeff Lemire. When he took over, he kind of wanted this to be a Justice League Canada book. For whatever reason, I think they changed it to Justice League United, although I believe it is still set in Canada. I think this new character's name is Equinox. I believe she's like First Nations Canadian. And you can see here they are including the maple leaf there. So I don't know how strong the connection is to Canada, but we'll see in time. Okay, so you can see here Justice League Volume 8, The Dark Side War, Part 2. Now, this is kind of what everything in the Justice League New 52 had been building towards. I don't know much about this storyline. I am excited to check it out. But beyond that, I don't have Part 1, and I don't have the tie-ins graphic novels. I did see them at the dollar store. I just didn't know if it was tied into this sort of event. I thought they were just like standalone garbage. Okay, now here we have Justice League America, the Rebirth Deluxe Edition, Book 1, by Steve Orlando. Now this is actually a crazy deal to get at the dollar store because, let's see if I can get in there. You're getting Justice League of America 1 through 7, the Rebirth. Justice League of America Rebirth, number 1. Justice League of America The Atom, Vixen, The Ray, and Killer Frost. They each kind of got their own sort of one-shots before getting together for the full book. But if you'll see here, cover price, let's say $46 Canadian or $35 American. I paid $4 for this book. Really looking forward to reading it. I don't know much about the Rebirth, except it's supposed to sort of right the ship after New 52, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Next, I have Justice League 3001, Volume 1, Deja Vu All Over Again by Giffen and DeMatteis, from the 80s Justice League fame. Now, when I saw this, I assumed that maybe it was some kind of Legion of Superheroes kind of thing, you know, set 1,000 years in the future or whatever. Apparently, this is just its own sort of continuity where they're basically taking the characters that we're familiar with, but because they're clones, they're able to give them just completely different personalities. Not looking forward too much to reading this, but the writers are good, so you never know. So here we have Aquaman and the Others, Volume 1, Legacy of Gold. I do know that this is spinning out of that Aquaman Throne of Atlantis arc from Justice League. Beyond that, I don't know anything about these characters or, you know, what makes them interesting. So this will be a cool read. Next up, Aquaman Volume 7, Exiled. Now, this is from the New 52 era, but this is after they dropped the New 52 branding on their books. Written by Cullen Bunn, art Trevor McCarthy, and Vincent Cifuentes. The art is really, really not great on this. Let me see if I can find an example here. Here's a great example of just the bad art with he's coming to Mera, and this is supposed to be the king of Atlantis. This is the guy that, you know, they have portrayed by Jason Momoa in live action films. He should not be looking this like this soy. Anyways, I did actually read this one already. It does provide yet another flippin' new sort of origin for Atlantis and how they sunk. There was this whole offshoot, the Tool or the Thule, whatever you want to call them. They use black magic to sort of gain power for themselves, but the cost was Atlantis sunk. So, yay. Okay, so now I've got Cyborg. Now I think this was the first series he got solo in the New 52. I've got the complete series here, Volume 1 Unplugged, Volume 2 Enemy of the State. I think it's cool that Cyborg got the big bump in New 52. I thought tying him into a mother box made a lot of sense because it really kind of amps the character's profile. But I don't know, aside from what I've seen kind of in the first arc of Justice League, I don't know how they're handling the character now, if he's going to be closer to his Teen Titans incarnation, or if they're trying to actually kind of bring him into his own. Next up, I've got the New 52 Flash, Volume 1, Move Forward, and Volume 5, History Lessons. First one is written by Manipul and Bucalato, and I believe Manipul does the art on this one, and Patrick Zurcher doing the art on the fifth volume there. I recall his work being very good on the Cable Deadpool series from like more than a decade ago for Marvel. So I don't know if he has the kind of energy to draw the Flash, but you know, I'll give him a shot because I do like his figures. Okay, next I've got some I guess pre-Flashpoint Green Arrow. This is the second run, the second arc for Kevin Smith. This is the one where he introduces the villain Onomatopoeia, which I think was a really cool villain. Doesn't really work in any other medium but comics. I don't like Kevin Smith as a person anymore, but as a writer, this book is pretty good. Okay, and this other volume here is volume number 8, a green arrow crawling through the wreckage, although you can see on the spine just says crawling through the. Now, this one is by Judd Winnick. He did a lengthy run on this Green Arrow volume, I think 3 or 4 years. A lot of good stuff on there. Introduced some cool new characters. Sort of really ran with the kind of rivalry between Ollie and Deathstroke that kind of spun out of the Identity Crisis, where he stabbed him in the eye with an arrow. Next up, I've got Green Lantern, Sector 2814, Volume 1, Len Wein and Dave Gibbons. This is the sort of arc where Hal Jordan has returned from a long time in space. He basically wants to come back to Earth and sort of reignite some of his relationships and his responsibilities. This is also, this volume actually ends with Hal retiring. And so volume 2 will start with them choosing Jon Stewart as the replacement. Now, this book, obviously by Dave Gibbons, you're going to have some fantastic art in here. I mean, look at that guy's face. It's just, the characters are all different. Like the expressions on the faces, the actual, like the figures, the bodies, everything about this art is just amazing. Leagues beyond, well, I guess it's a matter of personal taste, but leagues beyond what you see today, because this is just consistent throughout, just solid art. Really good read. Next up, I've got some New 52 Green Lantern stuff. New 52 Green Lantern, New Guardians, Volume 3, Love and Death. I read the first volume of this before I dropped DC, and I liked the sort of dynamic that they were going with here. I didn't read Brightest Day, so I don't know how much that plays into this, but, you know, it's since Jeff Johns did the Green Lantern Rebirth, that whole sort of stable of DC has just been amazing. Now the next one, Green Lantern Lights Out. This is some kind of tie-in between all the Green Lantern books at the time, the core Green Lantern series, New Guardians, the Red Lanterns, all that stuff. Don't really know anything about the storyline on this one, but there's some great writers and artists behind this, and so I think that this will definitely be cool to check out. Okay, so next book is Suicide Squad. This is Volume 2, The Nightshade Odyssey. This is from the original series of Suicide Squad in the 80s that debuted after the DC Legends kind of miniseries that took place after Crisis on Infinite Earths that kind of reestablished the structure and the layout of kind of the core DC universe in terms of the Justice League and all these other teams. These characters are obviously have been adapted into the movies quite successfully. You've got Enchantress here, which wasn't really, she was the villain in the first Suicide Squad film. I don't really like the portrayal. But you got Rick Flag, you've got Deadshot, Captain Boomerang. These three characters all really well received in the film. Bronze Tiger's there as well, and Nightshade, but they have not made any kind of DC live-action appearance yet. Next up is New Suicide Squad, Volume 1, Pure Insanity, and Volume 4, Kill Anything. Now, Volume 4 is actually the last one in this run, and I believe it's sort of the lead into the Suicide Squad Rebirth series, which also then leads into the Justice League Rebirth. I know this is after they dumped the New 52 branding. As you can see, staples of this team are basically now Deadshot and Harley Quinn. They've also got the Joker's daughter there. They bring in Cheetah. Black Manta, I think, is a really cool idea to be on Suicide Squad. And Deathstroke. So, you know, Sean Ryan writing, Tim Seeley writing. Hoping this will be some entertaining stuff. Next up, I've got Teen Titans New 52 Volume 1. I don't know what volume it is in total of the Teen Titans. This is the first trade, It's Our Right to Fight. As I understand, this is awful stuff. Scott Lobdell. I've heard the writing does feel like it's in the 90s, feels very dated. And I like Brett Booth from all his stuff from Wildstorm, like the what he did, the Taboo and some of the Backlash stuff. I've heard this is just awful. I don't like the new Superboy. I don't like that he doesn't really have anything to do with Superman. I don't like this Red Robin. I wish Tim Drake was still Robin, although I know they're trying to push Damian. I'm not looking forward to this. I hear after this they did a new volume of Teen Titans, New 52, and it was a lot better read. So maybe if I can choke this down, I'll try to search out the other. Okay, New 52, Wonder Woman, Volume 7, War Torn. Art by David Finch, but also co-written by David Finch and his wife Meredith Finch. I don't know much about her as a writer. I also don't know much about David Finch as a writer. I've never actually read any of his stuff. But the art looks solid. I know this is the first volume right after Azzarello's run on Wonder Woman. And I believe that ended with her becoming the new god of war, taking over for Ares. So I think that this one she's trying to balance her responsibilities as sort of being this new god and also being like a public figure that's part of the Justice League. You know, it could be cool. I'm definitely at least going to enjoy the art on this one. And finally here I've got sort of original graphic novel, Wonder Woman, True Amazon, by written and art by Jill Thompson. Now, Jill Thompson, I love her art's got a very kind of dreamy storyteller kind of feel to it. She did a lot of stuff in the Sandman universe from Neil Gaiman. So, you know, the art has a very painted, like I said, a dreamlike quality to it. There's a little bit you can see at the back here where she's finding some kind of black pearl or riding around on Themyscira. I haven't heard anything about this. It does have an intro by Mariko Tamaki, so you know it's going to be good. But like I said, I like Jill Thompson's stuff, and hopefully this will be an entertaining read. Anyways, that's it for now. I do actually have some more books that I will do a video on eventually. But if there's anything in here you guys think is cool or that I should sort of prioritize in terms of reading, please feel free to leave a comment. I always appreciate hearing from anybody. And, thank you for watching. Have a good day.